pretended to drink it?
Drinking the antidote was part of his lie. Maki could only see so much through the window. She didn't confirm Kokichi drank it. I believe that Kokichi knew this and just pretended to drink the antidote. After Maki left, he gave the antidote to Kaito. There's a strong possibility that all of this was done to make Kaito cooperate.
What do you mean?
Cooperate?
Make him cool? What? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
The swapping trick required the victim and culprit to work together. Kaito's cooperation was essential to Kokichi's plan.
So what? Kokichi told him that he'd only give him the antidote if he helped him stage his death or something?
I don't think Kokichi would be able to sway Kaito easily. He needed leverage. He gave Kaito the antidote in exchange for his cooperation.
In exchange for his own life, you mean?
Kaito had no choice. He had to cooperate after Kokichi saved his life. That's just Kaito's character, and Kokichi knew that. He swallowed his pride with the antidote and agreed to participate in Kokichi's plan.
But didn't Kokichi make this plan? What good is it for him if he's dead?
I imagine this was all part of Kokichi's plan to confuse us.
But what if it was Kaito's plan, though?
You wouldn't think that someone would plan their own murder.
He went so far as to give up his life, just to create this mystery?
Only Kokichi could think of something so nefarious.
And, now that you mention it, if it is Kaito, he wasn't there when we used the flashback light, so he would be confused about the remnants of despair and who Junko Enoshima is, because he didn't see all that information.
Who else would agree to die just to execute their plan?
Why would he go that far?
I bet Kokichi was determined to beat me at my own game, no matter what. But too bad! Shuichi figured out the truth!
Truth? Are you sure it's not delusion?
Delusion?
What do you mean?
A delusion completely off the mark. To make you think that I died. But who cares what you guys think? This is between me and Monokuma. I don't give a crap if the extras in this game get it right or not.
Extras?
Extras? I'm fine with being an extra.
Why?
If we're just extras, then even if we get it wrong, we won't get killed.
No, I'd still kill you all. Don't put Kokichi's words in my mouth.
Why? You were being so friendly with us.
Just because he wanted to ruin Kokichi's plan.
If Monokuma gets it right, then he takes everyone's lives, yeah? But if Monokuma gets it wrong, then he'd have no right to take everyone's lives. If Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is, then this killing game can't function anymore.
Can't function anymore?
Kaito, I believe in you.
If you're cooperating with this plan, you must have a reason. To determine that reason, I need to reveal the truth.
Kaito is the culprit. Thinking of it that way makes all the pieces fit. I will show you the truth. The truth you can't deny.
Closing argument. Okay, so like usual, I'm going to put this together and then we'll come back for the summary.
This is the truth of the case.
Okay, here we go. Closing argument time.
The trick that Kokichi and the culprit created together. Last night, Kibo saw Himiko from the window of his lab. She was carrying a black case and heading to the Exisal hangar. When she reached the hangar, she handed the case to someone through the bathroom window. That someone is the culprit of this case. Locked in the bathroom,
I still can't believe it's Kaito.
to bring them a certain weapon. disassembled crossbow from Maki's lab. The culprit was going to use the crossbow to challenge Kokichi to a fight. Some time passed, and Maki made her way to the hangar. She was going to the hangar to kill Kokichi and save the culprit trapped in the bathroom. However, the hangar had an electric barrier preventing her from entering.
Yep.
Fortunately for her, she had an electro hammer to get around the barrier, in a way. She used her electro hammer to disable an exisal and climbed inside. She knew exisals could bypass the barrier, so she got inside one. Around that time, the culprit and Kokichi began their confrontation. While Kokichi was checking up on them, the culprit ambushed him with a crossbow. But the culprit didn't intend to kill Kokichi. They just wanted to disable him. That's why the culprit aimed for Kokichi's right arm. If they really wanted to kill him, they would have shot him in his vitals. Kokichi reeled from the arrow, and the culprit jumped on him immediately. He didn't want Kokichi to have the chance to summon an exisal with a remote. While they were fighting, something happened that caught them both off guard. The shutter of the hangar opened, and an exisal stepped inside. Kokichi was definitely not expecting an exisal to interrupt them. He pulled out his remote in an attempt to control the exisal.
But Maki shot him
leaped out of the
first.
cockpit and shot Kokichi with her crossbow. The arrow hit Kokichi right in the back, and it was no normal arrow.
To be completely honest, she didn't need to fire the second arrow, the kill shot, since he was already poisoned.
Poison from my lab called Strike 9 poison. The poison kills slowly. It seems as if Maki wanted Kokichi to confess before he died. But even with poison in his veins, Kokichi continued to spin his lies. When she had had enough, Maki tried to finish him off with another poisoned arrow. But this time, Maki was the one caught by surprise. To keep Maki from becoming the Blackened, the culprit used their body to shield Kokichi. The culprit's left arm was struck by a poison arrow. Maki remembered that there was an antidote in my lab and immediately ran off to get it.
Surprised that she was able to get it. That must be a slow-acting poison.
Slowly circulated through their systems and would soon kill them both. But in that desperate situation, Kokichi thought up a clever lie. He incorporated this unforeseen event into his plan to help him win the killing game. Or should I say, help him defeat Monokuma. That was Kokichi's true objective. It's why he claimed to be the mastermind. Thinking fast, Kokichi closed the shutter so that Maki could not re-enter the hangar. Thus, Kokichi's final lie was set into motion.
Okay, then.
When Maki returned,
I'm very interested to hear Kaido's side of the story after the trial.
So she went around to the hangar bathroom and passed the antidote through the window. But after the culprit was given the antidote, Kokichi immediately snatched it. Kokichi drank down all of the antidote while the culprit and Maki watched in horror. Maki must have been panicking, thinking the only antidote was now gone. She believed that the culprit was going to die from her own poisoned arrow. But it was all another one of Kokichi's lies. He had only pretended to drink the antidote. Maki tried desperately to break into the hangar, even slashing the control panel. But she couldn't get the shutter to open again. Defeated, she had no choice but to leave. After Maki had left, Kokichi took out another weapon.
Yeah, the electro bomb.
An electro bomb, capable of disabling communication devices for hours. Kokichi's plan was to use an electro bomb to knock out Monokuma's surveillance cameras. That was why he commissioned Mew to make the bombs in the first place. After detonating an electro bomb, Kokichi coerced the culprit into drinking the antidote. In exchange for the antidote, Kokichi asked the culprit to cooperate with his plan. Kokichi needed to work with the culprit to execute his final lie. Under normal
Something about this
circumstances,
just seemed
the
weird,
culprit
though.
would never have agreed to such a plan. But because the culprit owed him for saving their life, they agreed to Kokichi's request. Request is a generous term. It was more like blackmail. In any case, the two were now working together as accomplices in an insane plan. There was a lot to prepare and not a lot of time. They had to work fast. If Kokichi died from the Strike 9 poison, the whole plan would be ruined. After fabricating the scene in the bathroom, the culprit dragged Kokichi to the hydraulic press. This is how the swipe pattern bloodstain from the bathroom to the press was created. Kokichi, with the support of the culprit, stood in front of the press's control panel. The two of them were finally ready to execute the insane lie. While Kokichi was setting up the video camera near the hydraulic press's control panel, the culprit laid face up inside the press, draping their coat over their shoulders. Then, Kokichi activated the press and the camera's record button at the same time. The hydraulic press came down slowly, all caught on tape for us to see. Normally, the safety function would have triggered, but the electro bomb had disabled it. The press got lower and lower, and just as the culprit disappeared from view, Kokichi pressed the
It
forward
was stopped.
button and the camera's pause button simultaneously. The two then switched places and also switched roles. The culprit and the victim. The would-be victim became our culprit and started up the press and camera. Kokichi had saved the culprit's life because his trick required their cooperation. He wanted to win the killing game, even if it meant dying himself. And so, Kokichi was crushed by the press, and the whole thing was caught on video. The culprit's left sleeve was dangling from the press, making us think he was the victim. Now alone, the culprit collected the video camera and tore the hydraulic press's power cord so that it could never be raised again. This would make it impossible for us to determine the identity of the crushed body. But there was another reason the victim was killed in this way. It obfuscated the cause of death, making the case that much more difficult to solve. This was all part of Kokichi's plan to create a murder not even Monokuma could figure out.
Wow.
With the press disabled, the culprit returned to the bathroom to flush Kokichi's clothes. Finally, they climbed inside of an exisal to hide and waited with bated breath. And here they are now in this trial, pretending to be Kokichi. They're trying to deceive Monokuma in order to defeat the true mastermind. And that's it. That's Kokichi's unidentified culprit trick. The culprit is in that exisal. It's you, isn't it? Kaito Momota, the ultimate astronaut.
Wow.
I'm right, aren't I? That's you in there, isn't it, Kaito?
Really? Is it really Kaito?
I must reluctantly agree with Shuichi's deduction.
Man! Shuichi sure loves his crazy deductions!
Huh?
What?
You're still not gonna admit it?
Admit it? But it's wrong.
But
Why is it
logically
wrong?
speaking, his deduction tracks.
If it's really Kaito in there, he would have admitted it by now.
Oh, come on, you guys.
Shuichi's reasoning wrong somehow?
No, my detective work was flawless. It's the truth. I'm sure that Kaito is inside that Esoskull. So why is Kaito still fighting me? Probably because you're wrong about the reasoning behind why he did it. He wasn't coerced. In fact, it was probably his plan. If anything, Kokichi was probably the one coerced into cooperating. Is this about Monokuma, or is there another aspect to this?
You claim everything is set, and that's it. You don't have any evidence, do you?
What? What do you mean we don't have any evidence?
You all think the body was switched when the hydraulic press stopped for a moment. But that's just speculation in the end. No evidence to back it up. So if we reverse our reverse way of thinking, then it's likely I didn't do anything, right? It's totally possible that the body switching never happened and Kaito is dead.
So you're saying that if we vote for Kaito, we could all
Not
get killed.
just possible. It's the actual truth.
Well, it's true. There's no proof that the bodies were switched.
No, we should trust Shuichi's deduction. I'm sure everything will be okay. This emotion I've learned, I believe you call it faith. That's what I feel right now.
That's right. We have to believe in Shuichi.
Well, I don't care either way. But if you guys get it wrong, you'll have to deal with Monokuma. What will the results of this voting time be? If Monokuma makes a mistake, he won't be able to execute anyone, right? Then it will be my victory. And that will ruin the entire killing game.
As if the killing game would stop just like that because of one mistake. Ruin? I see, so that's your objective. You mean to ruin the killing game itself. That's why Kaito has been so stubborn all this time. But what exactly does he mean by ruin? Monokuma can do whatever he wants to the rules. How do you ruin something like that? What would be the point?
Start the voting already.
Yeah, I'm getting to it. Sheesh! Let's proceed with voting time, shall we? Sorry
Yes,
I fell
let's.
short of your expectations, but I'm pretty sure I won't make any mistakes. 'Cause I got the ultimate detective's airtight logic on my side.
Now I know the whole truth and why. I believe in my own logic, and I believe in Kaito. From this point on, it's not about logic. It's about how far I'm willing to go. I believe in you, Kaito, not as a detective, but as Shuichi Saihara.
Can I just say something? I'd like to have have one last conversation before we vote.
One last
One
conversation?
last conversation.
There's more to talk about?
You see,
Please, this
before we
last
vote,
trial has been so
I
long.
have to say, I just need you all to listen.
Say it already before Monokuma takes away your opportunity. Oh, wait, what? Oh, we're doing something. What?
All right.
Oh, yeah, I
let's
guess we
this
haven't
down.
used...
Who is inside
Huh?
that exisal?
Kaito, right?
That's what you
What?
said, isn't it?
Kokichi's the one who died. And the culprit is Kaito standing right there.
Isn't that correct?
Of course not! I would never die!
I trust Shuichi.
Kaido is trying to ruin the game. That's why he's hiding the truth. So, what do I have to present? Kokichi's disappearance or something? I'm guessing it's the disappearance, because I think that's the only piece of evidence that we haven't used yet. I don't know exactly why, but he's putting his life on the line for it. So to put my faith in him, this is the only way. Everything that we've determined up till now. What if I turn it all on its head? Yes, I need to lie. Oh. Wait. Lie? What?
Kichi's the one.
I'll reveal the truth.
Okay, we're ending this with a lie for some reason.
Kokichi, I'm sorry. I just can't lie for you anymore.
What?
What do you mean, lie?
Why did you say Kokichi? The one in the exisal is...
I'm so sorry, everyone. I've deceived you all.
What are we doing?
The truth is, after we found the crushed body, I saw Kokichi.
You saw Kokichi?
What is this lie we're weaving? It doesn't even make sense. Oh, we're trying to make sure that they vote for Kaido. I see.
He threatened me, told me that if I didn't do what he said, he'd kill us all. He wanted me to lie about what I saw, so that the trial would be more interesting. But I can't do it anymore. I can't keep lying like this.
I can't tell if our lying skills are getting better or worse.
I have to tell the truth. Kokichi isn't dead. He's alive.
Oh, hold on! Why did you
Wait.
wait until now to mention this?
I'm so sorry, Kibo, but it's true.
Really. I really am sorry, but this is the only way. Kaido is trying to fool Monokuma, trying to ruin the class trial. If Kaido is risking his life to do this, then I'll stand by him. What? What? I believe in Kaido. I will believe in what he's trying to do. If he's not doing this to hurt us, I'm sure he's trying to save us all. If Monokuma wants to rely on my detective work, fine. I'll just lie.
Everyone, please, don't vote for Kaito. There's no doubt about it. Kokichi is in that exisal. He's the culprit.
Hey, Shuichi, I don't know what you're scheming, but as far as I'm concerned, you guys aren't extras at all. If you guys are wrong, you're gonna have to take your punishments like champs. Got it?
I'm not wrong.
Oh, but a lovely time for the internet to decide to break.
We can't vote for Kaito.
Stop it! That's enough.
Ooh. There we go, he broke.
Huh?
It's over. If you guys get it wrong and Monokuma gets it right, then you'll all get punished. There's no way I can let that happen.
Oh, I see. We lied to make Kaido give himself up.
It's fine. Let's end this.
Kaito!
So, it really was you?
My bad for tricking you guys. I'll explain everything. But before that, it's voting time. Alright, don't get it wrong. I'm definitely the culprit. You got it?
Yeah, we got it.
I'm the one who killed Kokichi.
Kaito, no!
It's just like you to figure it all out, Shuichi. You're really something else. So all you gotta do is believe in your reasoning. That's what detectives do. Hey, Monokuma, let's hurry up and get this vote started!
Well said. Let's get this started then. The heart-racing excitement as the Blackened and the Spotless face off. It's voting time!
Okay, here we go. Voting for Kaito. If the screen will actually come up and let me vote. There we go. Thank you.
It seems the voting has finished. Now then, let's see the result.
Of course, all votes for Kaito, right? Yep.
Who'll be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
That was a crazy class trial. Wow. Nice. Well, if the culprit's gonna confess, then I guess even morons can't screw this up. The Blackened who killed Kokichi Oma is Kaito Momota. You all got it right. And with that, I'm going to end this episode here, and wow. So, Maki tried so hard to, kill Kokichi, and he was dead the whole time, and then she tried to protect Kaito, but we're gonna lose Kaito anyway. Even Soichi tried to protect Kaito in the end, but Kaito won't stand for that. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, give it a like. Also be sure to like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter, as well as support my Patreon and check out my reaction channel. All those links will be in the description below. And subscribe for more. And if you are subscribed or a new subscriber right now, be sure to hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload videos. This is Viola Rules, signing off. Talk to you later.